Enough of that chat. Let's march on. We got more to do here. We're not ending the stream yet. We are 2-0 with the midshipmen, and damn it, do we need some good news recruiting-wise before we play Tulane in week 4, please. The safeties fell off a cliff for us, tight end position as well. I need some good news. Anchors away indeed. So, Tuki, you woke liberal. You know, the funny thing is, Barzy, right? The funny thing is, you know, whether or not it was like when the Tampa Bay Lightning won the Stanley Cup in 2020, and I'm like, hey, it's kind of irresponsible to hold a parade before a vaccine is out. I got a lot of hate for that video. I still get hate for that video. I don't view the term woke liberal snowflake cuck as an insult. Number one, with the people that shout the loudest about that's woke and it sucks, I'm happy to disagree with those people, so I'll take the woke tab. The woke title. Liberal, yeah, I'm more left-leaning. Okay. Snowflake, not really. Not really. I don't get offended at much. I'll call out someone for being shitty, but that doesn't mean I'm offended. And cuck, not my thing. Not my thing. Not my wife's thing either. At the same time, again, if that's someone's kink, I'm not here to kink shame. Whatever makes you happy. If it doesn't hurt other people, by all means. You want to watch your man or your woman get just railed by somebody else? Cool. What's the problem? What's the problem with that? I don't get it. How are we using that as an insult? What is the problem with that? Who gives a shit? I don't. At all. I'm always nice to educate myself around here. Island, I'm glad you joined. I live in a house that was built in the 70s, and 100% the original couple that built and owned this house, we're only the second owners ever, the people that built and owned this house were fucking swingers. There is a room, the hot tub room, 100% they were swingers. They extended out a wall so that if you walked up to the front door, you couldn't see into the hot tub room. They were 100% swingers. 100%. I don't care. What do I care? Oh, yeah, you know, there was some wife swapping in this house before you bought it. What, am I going to be mad? Who gives a shit? Good for you. Who cares? Sounds exactly. I live in the fuck palace. It's great. Bruins smacked up the Canadians. They did. 9 goals is nuts. By the way, nuts. I'm really glad I got to see was the Raptors winning. I was glad the Raptors won too. I was a big fan of Vince Carter. Big fan of Vince Carter. I had his book. Like, he had like a children's biography that he wrote up or whatever. Love me some Vince Carter. Love it. Anyway, we had an NCAA Player of the Week, and we are now the number 3. Only if you hear a voice that says, get out. The only time I might be creeped out by this house is if, you know, my wife and I are having some us time and I hear a ghostly voice from the corner either praising me or critiquing me. That might be the only time I get freaked out by this house. I don't need either. I don't need either. Who knows? My house might have a ghost cuck. There could be a ghost that just watches me and my wife silently from the hallway. Could be. I don't know. And I'm not going to shame that ghost. This was your house first. Fair enough. I hope I'm making you proud. I hope I'm making you proud. Oh, God. Did I talk about Wah taking on the Islanders head coach position? Yeah, it's fucking weird. It's weird. Also, I can't wait until someone names their player Ghost Cuck. That's going to be fun. That's going to be fun. You agree that might be the Raptors' only title? In the short term, yes, but they just got, what, 3 first-round picks for Siakam? They're going to be fine. They're going to be fine. Eventually. Eventually. Who dropped to move us up to number 3? It looks like it was the U. All right. A&M, Bama, we got our first ever vote to be number 1. Tremendous. Tremendous. Ghost-faced caca. Oh, God. Let's not have that as the name. Would love if Canada had one more basketball team. Bring back the Grizz. Now that basketball has gotten way more popular in Canada, bring back the Vancouver Grizzlies. Memphis, think of a new name. Fuck you. Memphis Grizzlies makes no fucking sense. Bring back Vancouver. Bring back the Sonics. I want a rivalry between the two. Let's fucking do it. Because where the hell else are you going to put a team in Canada? You're not going to put a basketball team in Ottawa. No disrespect, Ottawa, but you guys got to figure out your arena situation with the Sens anyway. Vancouver. Vancouver. Let's go. I want Vancouver basketball back. Montreal might work. Edmonton, no fucking way. I am sorry, but Toronto has enough difficulty bringing in players for all sports to deal with cold weather. At least in BC, it's like the most temperate city in the country. You cannot put a team in Edmonton, Calgary, Winnipeg. No fucking shot. No shot. It would pretty much have to be Vancouver. It would have to be. What about Regina? We still don't have someone up there for the Heisman? Come on, man. Come on. All right. Give me some good news. If Vancouver had their own version of Vince Carter, they would have said, sir, the disrespect to Bryant Reeves. The disrespect. Unbelievable. All right. Do we have good news here? Do we have good news? Not great. Good. Okay. Okay. Phillips and Singleton were okay. Honestly, I think we can take Caleb Cooper out. I know he's a 4-star, but his overall's lower. Let's focus solely on the big 2. Am I bad for eating 2 donuts? No. What type of donuts? What type of donut? I'm not gonna food shame. I'm not gonna fat shame either. You know what it is. I'm a bigger boy too. I'm not gigantic. Thank God I have height, so I carry it a little bit well. But I'm not gonna shame. That can't happen. I got pictures up on Instagram where you can see it, right? You can see it. Hold on, let me use the one in the sellout jacket. I like the sellout jacket. I have the that was the EA trip. We're a bigger boy. I've enjoyed a donut or 2 from time to time in my life. How tall am I? The actual height is 6'2.5". I always joke about it, so I always say 6'2" instead of rounding up to 6'3". But 6'2.5" is literally my height. So I had a chocolate iced cake donut and a maple. Oh, dude, maple donuts though, right? S tier. Top 2 donuts: Boston cream. Fuck you if you disagree. I don't give a shit. And maple. Anything maple on a donut. Holy shit. Holy shit. Bury me with one. Bury me with a maple donut. Christ. Did I see the video of the 7-foot-tall, 330-pound college basketball player? I didn't. That's insane. With shoes on, you can be 6'4". Yeah, pretty much. Shoes or boots gets me up to about 6'4", yeah. So, I'm not a small man. Nothing wrong with being a small man. I'm also not fucking huge, right? Like, my, to this day, my Twitter header is of me doing an interview in Finland with a competitive player by the name of King of Apes. We're both standing. We're both standing in this picture. That's a tall fucking dude. As a competitive NHL player. That's a tall fucking dude. So. Alright, let's see. Terry Jackson, we're looking good. Ooh, the DTs were looking good for both of them. That's good. Let's see. What about the safeties? Okay. Whew. Alright, well, Mark Taylor, that's not happening. We're not going to get James Brown. What a shame. Quite a few. Quite a few of these players, though, we're looking good for, which is nice. We got Gibson, who's ready to visit. We'll schedule him for this week against Tulane. We now get 500 points a visit. That's great. That is great. All right, so how many extra points do we have and how many dudes? We got 5 dudes. We're gonna just be short on the amount of points that we want, so I'm definitely not going to add anybody new to the board. Let's go down to 400 per person, and we'll focus on who we have. Perfect. Perfect. Tulane. We've played the Wave once, I'm pretty sure. They are a good team. This might be our toughest game of the season yet, but we are at home. I don't know if the weather helps us. I think wave beats boat, doesn't it? Or do we dominate all the seas? That is the question. Dude, that throwback is very Michigan to me. Let's rock the FA-18s, the darker blue. All right, boys, here you go. Here you go. Bo Nix, future New England Patriot. I can't wait to find out once this ends up on YouTube in like June at this point. Christ. I can't wait to find out that the Patriots like didn't draft a quarterback at all. It's going to be fun. It just never drafted a quarterback. It's raining. Let's go. Does that help us though? It's the green wave. Does that help us? We're going to have to go back to Tulane, by the way. We're going to need a Tulane redux. What a team. Again, those are rankings. Those are rankings. They did not have 119 rushing touchdowns. They are 119th out of 126 teams in terms of rushing touchdowns on the season so far. Feel free to remember that. Write it down if you need to. Tulane. Tulane to Electric Tougaloo. It's more water for us to sail. That's fair. That's fair. All right. Here we go. A big, big game for the boys. We will defer. Belichick style. And always defer if possible. First quarter. We are up to 3rd in the nation. Undefeated on the season so far. Make it 10-0. Now 10-7. What is a green wave exactly? Well, it's a team that's winning at the moment, 14-10. I don't know. Maybe the Gulf of Mexico has a weird tint to the water. I don't know. Well, you got the Crimson Tide. You got the Green Wave. It's very colorful down there. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, thank God. Okay, we scored just before halftime. Domingo both me. Oh, Jack Sparrow's in. Captain Jack. Is our starter hurt? We're down 21-17 at halftime. We get the ball. Is JPJ hurt? John Paul Jones is out for 3 weeks with a hip pointer. And our starting center, Roughing the Passer, is out for the rest of this game with a rib injury. Captain Jack Sparrow is at the helm as a freshman. We will sim through the 3rd. We get the ball first. We get a field goal. 28-21. 28-28 is the score heading into the 4th. Shit. We do have the ball. JJ's on the team, Achilles. As we failed to convert on 4th down. All right. They failed on 4th down as well. We missed a 46-yard field goal. Oh, no. Oh, no. They were forced to punt a 3-and-out. JPJ is a senior. Yeah, we redshirted him as a junior. I think we have to take over. I think we do. I'm going to trust him. Come on, boys. Come on. Let's go. We did fail to get the extra point, though. Invalid username, 12-yard touchdown. Oh, shit. We're going to watch this drive. They could take the lead with a successful point after. Tulane's quarterback looking to take off. Stumbles. He tripped up over the line. Thank God. Only picks up 3. It's good to know that they have a quarterback that likes to take off. Put that up here for future use, potentially. Oh, man. Hand off. Nowhere to go. What a play by, oh no, oh God, oh shit, oh fuck. The preseason All-American. The All-American American. Big 3rd and 10. Quarterback looking over the middle. Just shy of the first down. He trucked the defender. 4th and 1. And they're going to punt. Makes sense for them to punt as well. Deep in their own territory. Surprise, no challenge. It was pretty close. Turn man. Gets to the 40, maybe the 39. 648 yards in the game. Christ. Do I trust the boys here? I'm gonna trust the boys. We're gonna sim the possession. Trusts! 2-point conversion is good. 3-0.
No touching! No touching!
No touching. And there he is. For the first time in his young career. He strikes. For the first time. Captain Jack leads Navy to a win. You'll love to see it. 42-28 to stay undefeated. The defense is strong. The offense seals the deal. As Jack Sparrow gets the W in his first game. Technically, he did have a touchdown earlier. Did he start the game, though? He did not. JPJ was hurt very early on in the game. Threw a touchdown very early on. Captain Jack, though, 3 touchdowns, his first career pick, but the freshman from Mannington, West Virginia, gets the dub. Swab me porthole, 158 yards, a touchdown, 10 broken tackles. Fantastic. And then receiving-wise, 4 different players with a touchdown reception. Valid username at the top. So, there you go. 42-28. Navy still undefeated. It was a bit scary, and it got worse, losing our 99 overall quarterback, but we survived it. Every time I see Tulane, I think of Jolene. Tulane, 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 Tulane. Voice of an angel, I know. Thank you. All right. Can we get more good news recruitment-wise? It's Akron in week number 5. Another conference game. But so far, 3-0. Potentially higher than number 3 in the nation. We'll see. The recruitment was looking good last week. We're firing on all cylinders to kick off this season. Very, very good. An angel with strep throat. Oh, I'll take that as a compliment, to be honest. That's about the best you can say. It's about the best you can say, and I respect it. 750 points for each visit to the defensive tackles, so looking good. 3 straight wins. Number 2, brother. Number 2. We continue to inch our way up the charts. You guys wanted Bama? Well, if this continues, that might be the national title game. That might be. What's the hardest team we've rebuilt? Oof. We've had a couple of runs where we've done only players from this state. So it would probably be one of those. Navy with the Revamped and the most recent roster for it starts off as tied for the worst overall team there. But we didn't have any restrictions. So it hasn't been that tough of a build-up. To be honest, with Navy, what we should have done is only do coastal states. But even then, that would have given us quite a few options, I would say. 21 votes to be the #1 team in the nation. Bama's projected to win this year, and the next 2 years after that, we're projected to win after them. And right now, we're neck and neck with them. Go figure. Go figure. Minutemen didn't really... Did we not finish the UMass run? It was at least a year ago, so... Akron's 0-3. Let's see what we look at, though, or what we look like, though, for the scholarships. Tight end. The lead for Phillips. The lead for Wally Singleton. They're both JUCOs, but that's fine. Not too far back for gold. UMass is 4 years ago. Jesus. Gary Jackson, big lead. The DTs. Oh, let's go. Let's go. We're looking real good now. We didn't have any linebackers that we were targeting. At safety. Okay. Not bad. I'm not here all the time, but once I start watching the rebuilds either here on YouTube, I can't stop watching. Well, Chris, I'm glad you enjoy it. I know my streaming time here isn't great either, but glad you do enjoy it. Maybe should have been a twink run where you have max weight your players can... I mean, you know, Ender, that's quite the suggestion. Let's get these visits scheduled here against Akron. If I hold off, can I get more points than 500? If I go week 16, I can get an extra 100, but that's not necessary. Terry Jackson. Get him scheduled. And Mr. Richardson, 900 points if I wait until the final week. Or if we wait until week 13, he'd get an extra 300. Do we wait with Stanley Richardson? Are we in the lead for him? No, we're not. I think we need that points boost now. I think we need that points boost ASAP to fight for that guy. So we have everyone on the maximum points that we can afford to dole out. So nothing left to do there. Good to go. Get right back to the games. Akron previously looked really, really good. That window might have closed for them. But it does mean that they can easily play the role of spoiler. Let's see if they do. As we have quite the advantage, to say the least. We are going to rock the Blue Angels uni for this week. They must have an all-white setup, right? They don't. Very similar colors. Blue Angels will do. All right. Whew. Okay. Okay. We got this. We got this. They are one of the worst teams in the nation so far. It's both meets 39. It's not raining, which is a little bit scary. A white fat rock. There he is, our head coach. He's ready to go. We are the #2 team in the nation. We know we can slip up once, maybe. We definitely can't slip up twice. Here we go. This should be a no-touching victory, but we do have a freshman quarterback due to the injuries. However, that's a pretty good start. 14-0. 14-0. Yeah, we'd have to make like a custom weight restriction for the O-line and D-line because they wouldn't meet the requirements. 21-0. 28-7. I was gonna say 28-0 for the Zips. It would have been perfect. But we are up by 21 points at halftime. Jack Sparrow, first quarter god, right? Still down 28-7. 35-10, 35-17. Okay, we are threatening the score here at the start of the fourth, and we do. This should be good. This should be done, and it is.
No touching! No touching!
Yet another no touching victory, 49-17. As we move to 4-0 on the season. 14 points in 3 out of the 4 quarters. As Akron tried, but try as they may, it wasn't good enough. And hit the button. Oh, hit the button again. Hit the button again. We might hear that clip a lot. 347 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks for the freshman, Captain Jack Sparrow. Had 2 rushing touchdowns as well. Porthole, 2 touchdowns. Dude, our running game is absurd, isn't it? Jesus. And username with the reception and Domingo with the reception as well. Does he take Jones' spot? No, but at the same time, Jesus, are we set at quarterback? So Titanic Iceberg, the lone sack of the game. We didn't even have to call upon our kicker for a field goal, but he was 7 for 7 on point afters. Gonna run that into the ground faster than y'all. You're not wrong, Wheels. You're not wrong. Again, I am gonna add more Jack Sparrow related clips while this guy is at this school. Did Bama slip up as we get ready for week 6 against Washington State, current Pac-12 against former Pac-12? Kana, good to see you as well. I hope you were doing well. It's good to see you. I got a jar of dirt. There's so many options, but why is the rum gone? I'm just going to look up Jack Sparrow best quotes, and we'll just make it a revolving door of clips. Gonna run this meme into the ground, damn it. Imagine if the real Navy team being ranked #1. No, I can't because it wouldn't happen. And say goodbye to our issue. Oh my God, 1,100 points. We no longer need defensive tackles. We landed both that we were looking at. Omar Palmer and Kurt Gibson. The first 2 to commit this year. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Bama did not lose. Bama is still #1 after beating Mississippi. Now they play Akron. Jesus Christ, poor Akron. Syracuse, and remember when you guys are like, play Notre Dame, they're ranked 24th. We'll worry about that later, won't we? Impending doom. Our road to a national title could have to go through Syracuse, Notre Dame, and Bama. Fun. Let's take a look at the recruitment here. Jack gets commits, right? So at tight end, we are in the lead for Phillips and in the lead for Singleton. Perfect. On the O-line, we're in the lead for Matt Gold and for Terry Jackson. We could still start to look for other offensive linemen. Defensive tackle, we landed both 4-star Gibson and 4-star Palmer. Very good. And then in the secondary, 500-point lead for Richardson. Leading for Nicholson, a little bit behind for Lewis. Leading for Smith, Rivers, and Nixon. What about the athletes? Looking good there, too. We got 3 guys who are ready for visits. Brian Neal. We can only max out at 500 points, so we'll get him scheduled. Andrew Wood, if we schedule him week 11, we get 100 extra points, but I don't think that's worth it. And then Nicholson, let's get him scheduled ASAP. They are on bye weeks, but I don't think that's a huge deal. So let's make sure everybody that we have on the list here has max points. And that leaves us 500 points to look for somebody else. So let's go see who else is out there. We're probably going to want to look at the offensive line. Again, we don't need a quarterback, and the 5-star's gone anyway, so screw it. Running backs, the 5-stars are gone, and we don't need a running back right now anyway. For the fullbacks, not that we need one. One could technically be a tight end, but the better ones appear to be gone. So that is what it is. We don't need wide receivers. There was Glenn Atkins who was interested, but is no longer. And again, we don't really need anybody there. We could look at other tight ends, but we already have the best options on our board, if I am not mistaken. So I feel like we got to be looking at the offensive line. Maybe defensive tackle, Bath made. Bath shows up a lot. There are going to be quite a few defensive ends we could look at. We prioritize defensive ends or the O-line. We're not going to be able to get Johnson. We were looking at him earlier. The biggest need right now, I'd say, is still probably the O-line. Let's go look at the O-line. Try to get some extra depth there. So if we look at lock percentage, oh yeah, nobody under a 20. Players are going to go fast. These 30% are interested, but they're probably pretty far gone. 1,000 points back for that guy. 800 back for that guy. We'll look at Andre Cox. Not Andre's cock, but Andre Cox. What else do we have for potential OVRs here? A lot of these guys are bad. Fred Murphy and Max Webster. You also have interest from Mark Mullins, but he's not that good. At least that we know of. At guard, we should have more options from here. Well, that was 22. Ender, have fun if you go. I have. I don't go clubbing. Clubbing is boring to me. It's not my scene. Again, I am. Sorry, I got distracted. Lost my train of thought. So there were a couple of dudes back here who are mid 60s. I feel like we should aim higher than that. Desmond Davis, Steve Ford, and David Fine. What a name. There are these dudes in the mid 60s who could be good, but we'll aim higher. Not going to be many centers available. Okay, let's go see who's out there. Yeah, clubbing scene's never been my scene. Like, I'm not a big drinker. I don't like being around people who don't know how to fucking control their alcohol. Like, it's just not for me. It's not. All right. We're going to use these points to scout these guys out. You get a scholarship. Fred Murphy does not. There's a reason he moved to the middle of nowhere in Maine. It's true. Like, again, like, don't get me wrong. Like, you know, I like going to cities and seeing what they have to offer, but more often than not, man, I'm cool just in my own little part of the world, you know? I'm not that far away from being able to do things, but at the same time, it's nice just to have my... I'm 29 going on 65. I'm just like, leave me the fuck alone. Give me my own space, leave me alone. Another gem, Max Webster. Let's go. Okay. You haven't gone bar hopping with the right crowd, probably. Well, Monk, the problem is, it wouldn't be the company that I'm keeping, it's the other fucking people there. You know? That's the issue. It's the other people there. And it's like, well, if I can hang out with the same people, but not have to be around a bunch of obnoxious people, then why wouldn't I just do that? So why the fuck are we even at this club? Let's just go hang out somewhere else. You know? Shit. So you're starting to feel like the get off my lawn kind of guy. Not really. I mean, I'm cool with people having fun. Just don't do it on my particular lawn. I work hard on that fucking lawn, goddammit. Ever shot a real gun? I have. And I felt nothing. And that's the day I knew I wasn't a Republican. Because if I shot it, I would have gotten a massive boner. And it didn't happen. That's how I knew. You know? It's just one of those days. I didn't get a big sexual kink out of it. Anyway, Recruitment-wise, we're looking good. Week 6, we are 4-0, only behind Bama. We take on Washington State for the very first time, and they are not bad. B- team, 3-1 on the season. Okay, this might not be the easiest game in the world. They are one of the better teams that we've played so far this year. Do they have cool uniforms? Interesting. AC white, crimson. Ooh, Neapolitan. That fucking outfit, kit, uniform. That sucks. Have I tried Pal World? No. Gotta be honest, the most recent Pokemon game has almost ruined the whole concept of anything related to Pokemon for me. The only thing that even remotely gets me excited Pokemon-wise, it's not even going back and trying like Arceus or whatever. Like the only thing Pokemon-wise where I'm like, I might have fun with that is going back to like Fire Red or Leaf Green. That's about it. And don't bug me about it or else it will never happen. Let's put them in the Crimson. Shout out to Washington State though, man. They got a shitload of unis. Put them in the Crimson, though. And we'll rock the Bill the Goats. Yeah, the whole Pal World thing for me, I'm just like, you know. The concept seems fun, but I just have no interest. Ooh, 19th best defense in terms of least amount of points per game. And the 27th best offense with the #1 passing offense in the nation for Washington State. This is going to be a challenge, especially on the road. This could be a major, major trap game. Oddly enough, you're the second person I've heard say that about old Pokemon games. Again, I don't know what it is, but just the idea of like what modern Pokemon looks like, and the Pokemon are just there instead of like in the bushes. It doesn't. Like I kind of enjoyed it with Sword and Shield, but for the most part, I don't know, that style, it just doesn't feel like Pokemon to me. Maybe it's just because of the scale? I don't know. It doesn't help that the 2 most recent Pokemon games were dog shit. Absolute dog shit. With one of the worst frame rates in a video game I've ever seen in my life. Just dog shit. I was excited for those games too, and they were trash. I haven't gone back to them either.
Let's head down to the coin.
All right.
Brought to you by Coke Zero. Real Coca-Cola taste and 0 calories.
Ooh, the story is great. Dude, I don't play Pokemon games for the story, Chief. I do it to catch mythical creatures that fight one another. And to name them funny things. And to... That's it. Playing Pokemon for the story is like reading a freaking Playboy from the 90s for the articles, okay? First quarter, Washington State, we're up 7-0 early. Make that 14-0. Nice start, 14-0. Good job, boys. Good job. Long way to go, though. 14-2, 14-9, 14-12, 21-12 at halftime. All right, they battled back a bit. Let's go through the third. 21-12, 28-12. Me too, AJ. Me too. 35-12. Again, I've told that story. That was never a me thing in terms of him not being around anymore. Did Jones get injured again? I don't think he was back. I think this was his last game out. We're up 35-12 in the fourth quarter. Defense gets a stop on 4th down. Then goes 3 and out. 35-20. This game's not over yet. They got the 2-point conversion. I think the bye's after this game, if I'm not mistaken. All right. Offenses have stalled out. We missed a 49-yard field goal. That'll do it. One more time, baby.
No touching! No touching!
Another win for Navy. 5-0. 35-20 over Washington State. They were definitely a challenge. They were definitely a challenge. But we battled through. Whew. you know, it's a win. It's a win. It's a win for Captain Jack. Monk, I mean, go ahead. You'll save me time because that's what I was going to do. The question is, do we have a bunch of... We should just have a bunch of individual clips. If you want to do that for me, hey, I won't complain. You'll save me a bit of time tonight. Decent game for Jack. Not his best. Swab me porthole. To go from one power back to another. I know he's technically balanced, but Jesus Christ, the running game that we have had is unbelievable. And then digging in username with the touchdowns. A really solid effort to beat our toughest opponent of the season yet. We are still undefeated. The real question is, Bama. Bama, Bama, Bama. Beat Akron 24-21. So close, yet so far to the number 1.